Well, hello there, YouTube world. Hope this finds you doing outstanding. And please, never be intimidated and don't feel overwhelmed with anything I talk about or anything you experience, okay? Just take one step at a time, okay? And remember, please subscribe, please comment, please share, please like my videos. Okay, first of all, let me talk about something. Don't be intimidated by my channel at all, okay? Please don't. If you look at my channel, look at the videos, I've had, 18, 19, 20 guests so far on it. Some of them are multi-millionaires. Some of them make a whole bunch of money. Some of them are looking to buy their first rental. Some of them have shared their stories, okay? Out of all my guests so far, I dare say a strong majority of them came from very humble backgrounds, okay? Now, if you look at investing videos on YouTube, I'm not going to name any names of anybody's channel, okay? But if you look at a variety of channels that are extremely popular, you see a number of folks who have millions of followers or thousands of followers, subscribers, okay? The folks, because I've watched some of these videos, they show nice houses, they show nice cars. One individual, he showed a nice airplane that he bought. Others, they have nice offices, they have nice stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They may own, I hear a lot of stories of folks who own hundreds of rentals. If I look at Bigger Pockets, 0 to 500 in 5 years and stuff like that, okay? Which I know that happens out there. But if you're just the average blue collar Jane or Joe, it's intimidating, isn't it? Okay, it's intimidating because it's like, how'd that person get to 500 rentals, or how'd that person get to 100 rentals, or how'd Mazske get up to 25? It's intimidating, I understand. And I don't want it to be intimidating, okay? I worked, there may be someone out there watching this who knew me back when I was a cop, or knew me back when I was in the Navy. Because I don't know who all watches my channel. I was just a guy. I was shy at times. I'm still an introvert, believe it or not, more or less. But I was always known to be quiet. I was a quiet person for the most part. I love to read. I love to read books. Okay. Sometimes when you're quiet, though, people perceive you differently. They think you're stuck up. I'm not stuck up. I remember being told that when I was young, like in my 20s. I remember being told, man, you're stuck up. I was like, I'm not stuck up. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to respond. Now that I'm older, I think back on it. It's like, it's probably because I might walk past somebody and I was like too shy to even look at them or say hi. And they might say hi to me and I say hi. I was just, quick. Now I chit chat with almost everybody. Things change as life goes on. But in regards to my YouTube channel, I don't want to intimidate anyone. I want to be able to show that anyone out there who is working a job, if they want to get started investing, can get started investing. There are YouTubers out there, especially real estate investors. Real estate investors, I want to try to say this in a nice way. Real estate investors get cocky, okay? Because a successful real estate investor can explode their wealth. They can explode their numbers. And it makes them, they don't do it intentionally, but they just get kind of cocky about it because it's hard not to. Like, it's even hard for me, if I've said at times, I got a playlist, 0 to 25 rentals in 4 years. I got to 25 rentals in 4 years. I'm not trying to come across as being cocky. I'm just sharing the story of how I did it, okay? But in conversation, maybe I just throw out to somebody sometime, yeah, I got 25 rentals, whatever, I got 25 rentals. Or I think Millennial Mike said something to me one time and I made a comment. I invested just $25,000 into oil investing. I think he made a comment to me. It's like, for a lot of people out there, $25,000 is a lot of money. And this was months ago, but he was right. Because to me, $25,000 going back in time was a lot of money. When I was working, I've shared this story before. There was a time my wife and I, we had 2 little kids and we looked at our bank account. I think she might have gone to the bank to make a withdrawal or something, get some cash. And she came to me and she's like, we have $200 in the bank. And I was like, how'd that happen? It scared me because I was like, $200 in the bank. It scared me. I was like, I got a mortgage that I'm struggling to pay with my paycheck. I got 2 young kids. That was intimidating. All right. So, and I still kept my job that I had. I never went out and got a better job. I kept my job, kept plugging away for 20 years as a cop, never making a lot of money. I started at $23,000 a year and I retired making $52,000 a year. Sure, I made some overtime in there, but that was my pay. Overtime where I was at does not count towards a pension. Some states, and no wonder they go bankrupt. Some states will let folks work overtime, and that overtime counts towards their pension. It's like, what in the world? Where I was at in Virginia, it didn't. You could, your base pay, that was what your pension is based on. So anyway, I digress. But just get started, okay? I've said this 1,000 times probably. Just get started, put the one foot in front of the other. You don't have to start with real estate. Not too many real estate investors will say this, but I'll say it. You don't have to start with real estate. I don't recommend starting with crypto, but you can start with stocks. Stocks, to me, are easy, but at the same time, stocks can be extremely volatile. The stock market can drop at the crack of a bat. It can shoot up when you're least expecting it. Because what always happens is you'll see the headlines at times when the market does crash as it's dropping. I'll see headlines like millions of dollars were taken from the stock market, or billions, whatever that figure is. It's a high number, pulled out. And then the market at some point bottoms. No one knows when it's going to bottom, and it starts going back up. And when it gets to the tippy top, you start seeing headlines, millions of dollars are coming back in. You see the problem there? People pull the money out after it's dropped, and they put it back in when it's at the top. Don't do that. Just ride it out. And sometimes a ride down might take 2 years. But just, if you want to invest in the stock market, accept the facts that there will be volatility and just ride it out. All right, but you've heard me say before, I invested in mutual funds and individual stocks for about 30 years, okay? I've been in real estate for about 5 years. I told my buddy this the other day. And I never made a lot of money, right? And money was tight. I didn't have new money to invest for probably close to 20 years. I couldn't put except for putting money into my 457 plan and paying extra on my mortgage. I didn't put money into any investments for, I think, about 20 years, okay, roughly. But I told a buddy of mine, that's what I was saying. I told a buddy of mine just the other day, in 2016, prior to start investing in real estate, I think my net worth, I didn't calculate it back then, was somewhere in the range, I'll give a broad range, $350,000 to $450,000, maybe a little bit higher, but I don't think it was. I think it was $350,000 to $450,000. That was in 2016. I bought my first rental property in January 2017. I bought my second rental property in December of 2017. January to December, that's basically a whole year. It's probably 11 months based on the dates, but that's basically a year. So it took me a year to get 2 properties. And the first one stressed me out because I had to evict that tenant. I ended up going to the doctor and had to go to follow-up appointments and had to get put to sleep. First time I got put to sleep when I was like 17, got my wisdom teeth cut out because they were impacted. But second time in my life, I got put to sleep for something, okay? And it was stress. Stress can kill you, all right? So in that first rental house, that tenant stressed me out. And I've told this to many people, stocks never stressed me out like that. Real estate did. But I hung on. And real estate can still stress me out at times, but not like it did before. Because now I realize, and I'll give you an example. I have a house in Birmingham that I want to sell. I bought it. It was my free house. I did a 401k loan to buy it. It was $24,000 to buy it, $22,000 to renovate it. It's $46,000. I used a 401k loan to pay for it in full. Did a cashback refinance at a price for $77,000. I got a mortgage for $51,500. So we completely paid off the 401k loan, all closing costs and everything, and had just a little bit of money left over. So I called that my free house. Okay. I've had bad luck with 2 consecutive tenants. And they both hung on longer than they're supposed to. They wouldn't get out. And finally, like my second tenant, finally got out. It had The eviction process had started. The judge awarded it in my favor. The attorney then had to get a writ for the sheriff's department, and their backlog would take months, and the sheriff's department would go and set the tenant out. And I was just notified last week that they got out. So now I've had someone go in there, and the property management company's contractor went in there and did a scope of work for me. And this house, I completely renovated for $22,000. It was a nice looking house. After the first tenant, we did some more work. I had to fix some stuff that happened, like a tree branch fell twice on a roof, punctured a hole in it. So I had to fix it, repair shingles, repair wood, it got wet, clean up mold, get it all, whatever, sterilized, whatnot, paint it. But anyway, fast forward to today, the estimate for the work that needs to be done is $9,800. And it's like, what in the world? I bought this house and it was in 2019, so it's been not even 3 years, and I completely renovated it, and I still got to spend almost $10,000 to get it fixed up so I can put it on the market to sell it, because I'm done. Well, I'm not done yet. I got a second house in Birmingham, but that tenant's been there since I bought that house, and I'm going to wait till springtime or so. She has kids. I've met her kids. And I'm going to give her plenty of notice. I might call her up one day. I'm not the property manager, but I got her phone number. I might call her up one day and say, hey, I got some news for you. I'm going to give you as much notice as you need. Once school lets out, though, can you find another place to live? Because I need to sell that house. All right, I want to put it on the market and sell it. And I'm going to give her notice. She's always paid my rent. She's always late. So she's paid a late fee, probably 15, 20 different months. She's paid in about 4 years. She's paid a late fee. So, but she's a good person. She has good kids. So I want to try to help her out. Okay. So anyway, to get back to the point, when I say these numbers, $10,000 to rehab or $25,000 to this, don't be intimidated. Okay. Just don't be. All you got to do is get started. If you get started in the stock market and you diligently put in $50 a month, $100 a month, $200 a month, $500 a month, whatever you can afford to put in. Yes, it'll go down sometimes. But ride it out, and it will go up over time. All right, if you get a rental property, I encourage you, if you so desire, to get a rental property. If you get a rental property, there will be stress. Bad stuff will happen. I guarantee it. If you're a real estate investor and nothing bad has happened, it will. I guarantee bad stuff will happen. Tenants will wreck your places sometimes. Other times they're not going to pay rent and wreck your places. Sewer lines will break. I have a house I bought up in Indiana. I don't even think I've told my mastermind group about this. I bought off the MLS. This is one of those two houses I bought off the MLS for like $59,500, $59,900, one of those two. And the tenant went away. The tenant wants to buy that house from me because it's a nice house. It's a brick house. It's a nice house. The tenant went away, I think it was around Christmas time. Maybe for 2 weeks or something. And when they came back, guess what? Guess what? A water line had broke. And water was all over the floor. It's because the water line had broke. And no one was there to turn the water off. So I haven't gotten any rent for 2 months for that house, I think, because they had to pay the expense to get it cleaned up and whatnot. So it didn't, but I don't even know if I've told my wife about that yet, because it's just one more thing in the string of things that has happened. So, again, to get back to the point, don't let anything I've said or any of my guests have said to intimidate you at all. We want to encourage you to get started investing. I want to encourage you, if you don't have a lot of money, get started in stock. But I really want to encourage you to get started in real estate, because I really think real estate is the way that you can create wealth faster and better than with any other form of investing. And once you create some wealth, and whatever that dollar figure in wealth is, everyone's different. Once you create it, then you can branch out. You can get into syndications like April Crossley had talked about. You can get into oil investing or mineral rights investing if you so desire. You can just get more hands off, or you can keep growing. Okay, whatever you so desire. But as you grow, yes, you'll be happy. Yes, you'll be proud. You have 10 rentals. You have 15 rentals. You have 25 rentals. You have 50 rentals. You have 500 rentals. But don't forget where you came from. All right? Never forget where you came from. Unless you were born with a silver spoon in your hand, don't forget. And if you were born that way, then appreciate it and don't forget where you came from. But don't forget that at one point in time, you had 0 rentals. No matter how big you may get, you had 0 rentals. Okay? Or you had $0 invested in the stock market. All right? Good enough? Good enough. All right. Massey's going to get out there and enjoy the day. It's a beautiful day out there. I was adding water to the pool, bringing the level back up because it's been dry. It's been getting hot and it's been dry, so the water's evaporating, I think. So, and I've been doing some yard work, some stuff with the trees and whatnot. So I just looking out there. I need to trim some seeds off the palm tree. I think I can get them out to the front yard before the trash truck comes. There's like 4 trucks that'll come pick the trash up. One of them picks up yard waste. So I'll get that out there before that truck comes because they're always late getting here. So anyway, good enough. Stay safe in all you do. Keep loving life and put that first step forward. Take that first step. Get out there and start investing. Mazske is signing out.